All right, Cancer. This one is never easy for me, and I certainly didn't expect it to come out right off the bat. And this should go without saying that this is not going to be everyone's situation, although I do think that it is going to be good advice for all of you moving forward into the next 2 weeks. Now, I do like this, especially with the eclipse season. I feel like everything that has been leading up to this point back from January is to show you how this is no longer serving you. And it's time to eclipse it out of your life. And you may struggle with that for the next 2 weeks, but once we hit that lunar eclipse in Capricorn, it should be gone. So pray, stalked, invaded, and watched, and you have new beginnings. Let's talk about new beginnings first, because when this came out, I was like, yes, yes, especially with pray sitting there. This one is talking about, obviously, a new beginning, but this is something that you're going to be excited about. It's going to make you feel good that you are literally wiping the slate clean. And it talks about how this card is supporting the energy of breaking and transcending old habits and ways of relating which have been holding you back. But when you look at that with pray, I think that for a lot of you, this has to do with one person in particular. Now, for some of you, it could just be a situation, or it could be a group of people. But for those of you who are dealing with one person, let me just say that there is a heavy feeling of, I have a well of emotions that is about empty that I am keeping on reserve for this person in case they change or want to make things right. But what I would tell you there is that this person is hollow. They are hollow. You are allowing someone to attach themselves to you and tap you dry. And this is the breaking point for them and you. That well, you're not going to be able to fill it with anything anymore. It's going to run completely dry. There's not going to be any emotional support for this person anymore. And this is going to be a huge wake-up call for them, realizing that they can no longer continue to manipulate you. It's a heavy message, but it feels good to me in that New Beginnings very specifically says that. Here we go. All right, Cancer, here's your overall. Look at that. Perfect, perfect. The 10 of Cups being the overall here. Now, yeah, we could be talking about family situations for sure, or situations going on with your partner, your spouse, whatever. But with this being the overall, I feel like this is bigger than just getting what you want. This is about you really doing what's necessary to sustain, if I could talk right, overall happiness in your life for a long time to come, right? But it's good, it's perfect, right? The Tower clears everything away, and then you have the 10 of Cups, and you are hitting the completion point here. But remember, this leads right back to the Ace of Cups. You know, now for some of you, it could be that we're trying to make things better in a family situation. But I don't know, I have this really strong feeling of it's about me this time. It's about me and my overall happiness this time, right? It's not about you making sure that everyone else is happy, you know? But then there's also that feeling where it's almost like, if mama ain't happy, nobody's happy, right? Now, in the past, the Prince of Wands or the Knight of Wands, I look at this as the action that was taken in the past, or this could be someone else's actions. There's also the communication that comes in with the Knights as well. But this is passionate action, but it's a very quick, very sudden. So this could be about someone acting in a passionate way, pulling you into that. But my question then becomes is, you know, are they staying, right? The 10 of Cups would be a great indicator that this isn't an in and out situation, but, you know, we'll see here. You know, as much as I love getting swept up and caught up in the passion, there's a feeling of there's no point in getting involved with that if it's not going to be a long-term thing, you know? Okay, in the present, the High Priestess, interesting. So, now I don't think that this is about you keeping things to yourself. I think that this is about you finding out some information in terms of why somebody may have acted the way they did in the past. You know, but of course I want to see what's going on in your environment. But this is like not getting the direct truth, but it's a truth that you inherently know because you have been watching the situation, right? I always say with the high priestess, she's passive. It's not about taking any action. It's about watching and observing what is going on. And that's when the intuition kicks in and tells you what the hidden truth is. And that's what's coming up for some of you. And it may have to do with a family situation. It may change your ideal of the Ten of Cups. So let me just say that, and I know that a lot of people know this about me already. I look at the Ten of Cups, and that vision for me died a long time ago because of other people. And I think that this is important to point out because of prey showing up and there being a new beginning with this, right? I always say that you can't discredit the Ten of Cups because it didn't last forever. We always have those moments, but this could be an opportunity for you to really see what your overall happiness could be. Even though I look at it as it's a long dead dream, that doesn't mean that I don't believe that that's possible for everybody else. I hope for it for everybody else because I would hope that that could come back to me, right? And that may be where you're at right now with a certain person or situation. But I'm still interested in where is the high priestess coming into this where you feel like you know something, but you didn't get the direct information. All right. Future conditions, the Six of Swords. So whatever it is that you know by observing and watching the actions of the past, whether that was your own actions. But here's the thing. I feel like you got swept up in something. And this may be because of another person coming through. It's like getting absolutely swept up. But when you look at the Six of Swords, this is moving on from conflict. It's never an easy transition. Yeah, you are moving into calmer waters, but whoever expects to have to move on from defeat, being the Five of Swords. And I don't think that this is going to be about you forcing yourself to accept whatever it is that you know to be the truth. If it's painful and like deciding to move on from that, I think that this is you like literally moving on from a situation that you may have gotten caught up with. But you know why this took place. You know what the intentions were. So I feel a little bit bad about this. But the thing is we're still looking at the Ten of Cups as the overall. This may literally be you moving on from difficult family situations and finding your own happiness. It could be moving on from a relationship and then your overall happiness shows up as soon as you do that. I still see this as a good thing in terms of your overall here. Even though there may have been difficult circumstances that led you to the point where you finally get to see that Ten of Cups, right? Wow, man, you guys are pulling me in deep on this one. Whew. All right. Your best path to follow, the Fool. And it's not about, Cancer, be careful, don't take any risks. That ain't it. And again, wiping the slate clean. This is the new soul. Right? Everything that has been dropped on you, all the garbage, that's gone. But this is talking about you needing to be able to jump into something brand new. And it may actually lead to this Ten of Cups, right? But your vision of that Ten of Cups needs to change. That's what I feel like is more important here. This may be a version of the Ten of Cups where it's not about other people providing happiness for you. It may be that, it's something that you need to do for you now. But there is going to be this need for you to take a leap of faith into something that is going to make you very happy. Very, very happy. And like I said, I don't feel like it's risk because you're already moving on. You're moving on from all of the conflict that you've experienced that may have put a taint on what you expected to be an overall happy situation. But you're still moving to this. It's just in a different form. Oh, I'm telling you, Cancer, I'm telling you, look at it. In your environment, the Seven of Swords. It's no wonder why the High Priestess is sitting there. And look at it connected to your past. You may have been blinded by the passion of another or blinded by your own passion and taking, that action toward that or allowing somebody to sweep you up. But the intentions are not good. And it's like, you're left in a place where, yeah, you're dealing with it, but you're dealing with it secretly, in that it's not being revealed to the other on how much this is affecting you with the High Priestess. But the thing is that you see now why someone took the actions that they did. It wasn't about love for you. It wasn't about wanting to create an overall happy situation with you, but you're seeing that now. You're seeing that now, and you're seeing what the true intentions were. And this person doesn't even need to speak it. The truth doesn't need to come out about it, because the way that they are shows you everything you need to know with the High Priestess. And you're moving on from that. But you're also taking a leap of faith into that new beginning, where we are wiping the slate clean, and your version of the Ten of Cups is going to change. But this could be because of a different opportunity coming to you. It's just, you have to move on from this, right? And you know you do, because you've got lies and deceit sitting in your environment. Oh, Cancer, man. Your hopes and your fears, the Seven of Wands, makes sense. But here's what I would say to you is that, first of all, if you're dealing with a person who's opposing your want to move on from what is conflicting in your life, don't get involved with that. Like, I almost feel like you're allowing yourself to get caught up in this type of battle with this person who would rather keep you trapped in, situations like this, where it's all about, them using you, but you finding out the truth is enough to make you want to move on. But they're like, oh no, you can't do that, Cancer, because I'm not done with you yet. Now, the other part of this, though, I feel like for you, this is where whatever has been stopping you from moving on from this situation, this is where you're hoping to be able to stand up for yourself now and say, no, enough is enough, right? Because the Seven of Wands is you having the upper ground, and I'm going to beat the shit out of you with this stick if you get in my way, right? But the thing is are you wasting your time by continuing to, fight with someone in particular, or, constantly trying to set like boundaries with them? Because you are still moving into the Six of Swords. It may not be what you wanted to do, but, with the Fool, again, it's something that you have to have faith in. But you also have to have faith in the fact that you are moving toward an overall happy situation, which could be coming in the form of a new opportunity, a new beginning, right? Don't waste your time continuing to fight against people in situations that want to keep you down. Because, remember, you've got this going on. And the thing is, I look back at the High Priestess and think you knew about this for quite some time, but you kept it to yourself, but this is the breaking point now, right? Wow, man, Cancer. And look at that. That's perfect. Shiva doing the dance, right? The universe, the world. This is done. It's done. And yeah, I would say that you're hitting a completion point in a really big way, but things are successful for you moving forward. All right. Geez, Cancer. I did not expect to go into readings being this deep. I love it, though. I do. I love it. I think that this is perfect. So with the Three of Wands, and it's interesting because it is about manifestation between the two, right? So you have the Knight of Wands as the past with the Three of Wands. This may have been you going, okay, now this person is going to be a part of my future, or this situation, or whatever it may be. I do think that for a lot of you that this is about someone who has betrayed your trust, who has lied to you and maybe has deceived you, but you knew about this. This was no secret to you, right? And it's interesting because with the High Priestess, it's like over a period of time, you've been watching their actions. You don't need the truth to come out because the way that they act tells you everything you need to know. So the Three of Wands, it's like waiting, expecting something to show up. You've taken a course of action in the past with this situation, this person. But what you are wanting is not showing up here, moving into the High Priestess with the Seven of Swords, right? So this is like, this may have been a part of the future that I saw in my past, but it's no longer there anymore. And when you move into the Empress here, it's really about what are you choosing to bring to life? What are you nurturing? What is it that you find value in? And I think that this is you sitting in a position of power saying that I don't have to continue to nurture this situation, or, you know, you're not going to find abundance with it, obviously, with the Seven of Swords, but I think it's really about you creating a better version of the Ten of Cups. Now, if you want to get literal on situations here, you know, this could be that, you know, someone is withholding information from you because they're still actively involved with you, but they're not planning on making anything long term. You know, you may have been waiting for that, but there may have been like something that they're keeping from you, may have to do with, you know, baby mama, fertility comes up with the Empress, so it could have to do with pregnancy. I don't think that you're hiding that from this person, because we're talking about you moving on. Right now, that's for those of you who want to get literal about what could be going on here. But I feel it, you know, it's always much deeper than that for me. But look at it, the death of the past, and big time Scorpio energy between the two. I think, especially for the Cancerians that have Scorpio in your chart, this is, in order to get closure, you have to move on. You have to move on from the past. You have to move on from this belief that this past situation is going to bring you that kind of happiness. You can manifest that on your own. And you can do it without deceit and lies happening, right? But you still have to have faith. But, you know, when death comes in, I always say we don't have a choice. You either accept it or you're going to go kicking and screaming. But it's happening because it has to. And just like with the Tower, it has to happen. Right? There's no going back. Things will never be what they were before. You may look back and you may look at, you know, the positive memories, or this could be a situation where you're looking at all the negative things that have happened. But either way, with death, it is over. And with the universe, it is your rebirth, right? Whew. Oh, Cancer. If this is any indication of how these readings are going to go, man, I'm worried, but at the same time, I'm like, oh boy, what is happening with everybody? I should have expected it for it to be this deep. Right? One more. I'm telling you. Psychic knowing. Passion for connecting again with your place in the universe. And you have the universe coming out. Earth is really about you needing to be in nature. It's a form of meditation for me. So like giving yourself some time to just kind of sit outside and listen, right? Listen to what's going on. Feel your connection to your place in the universe on this earth, right? But that is going to bring up the passion for you, and you're going to be able to trust what you psychically know to be the truth, right? Pay attention to your psychic knowing. It will guide you. It will guide you to where you need to be, especially with the Six of Swords sitting there. But it's all about finding passion again, and not a deceitful passion, right? And then have faith, trust your faith in this situation, right? But I think that this is about you needing to open up now and speak from that place of authenticity and truth, right? And it's not meant to hurt anybody, but in a loving manner, and where you're being more loving to yourself, right? But yeah, I would say honesty is essential. But, you know, let's speak the truth here. Let's get all the cards out on the table so that you can move on with that Six of Swords, because I'm telling you, this is about eclipsing someone out of your life for good. And it is the death of the past. Things like this can no longer be a part of your future, right? But have faith. Have faith that, again, your psychic knowing and intuition is going to guide you in the right direction toward more happiness,